Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Translation. Yeah.
My Lord, thou the begotten personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam Namasam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Before recitation of Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasdeva, the author. Classes on the Bhagavatam, and referring service to the devotees. All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and the loving system of the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, established as the real local fact. Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnana-Jnana-Shalakaya Chakshurunnamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. As one in the darkness of ignorance, when my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge, I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaaya Bhutale Srimate Vedanta Swami Nityanandi. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari. Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 18, number 20.
The system was stuck, sorry.
So today is the appearance day of Vamana Day, and therefore we've moved on to Canto 8. 7th Canto.
No.
It's working.
Can we maybe open on our phones?
Yes.
Okay, so Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 18th chapter, verse number 20. Before I start, I seek the blessings of His Grace Dharma Prana Prabhu. He's literally, his name says it all, Dharma Prana. Srila Prabhupada has given us blessings to have you here in front of Prabhu. Please bless me. I seek the blessings of all the devotees here. So we have the verse open?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. So it's all the responses of us on line by line. Each time has a different approach. So Shrutvashvamene Yajamanamurjitam Balim Bhrigunam Kalpitaistatah Jagam Tatra Kilasar Sambrato Bhare Nagam Sannamayan Pade Pade
Yeah, so we each take a line, we alternate.
Please.
Shrutvā svamede yajamana ujam
Shrutvāsamede yajamanajudam Balim Brigunam Upakalpitastata
Jagama Tatra
Balim Brihunam Upakalditaiskara
Jagamatra Kilasara Sambrato
Jagamatra Kidara Samrito
Pare nagam sanaman pare pare.
Pare nagam sananayam pade pade
Shutvakshamedherya jamana murjitam.
Shurvashamedhyamurjinam
Balim Brigunam Upakalpitastatha
Balim Brihunam Upakalditaiskara
Jagam tatrakhila sara sambratu.
Jagamatra Kilasara Samrito
Hare nagamam sanamayam pade pade.
Bale nagam sananayam pade pade
So Shutva
Shutva
after
after
hearing
hearing
Ashvamehe
Ashvamehe
by Ashvamedha sacrifices
Ashvameha sacrifices
Yajaman
Yajamanam
the performer
the performer
Urjitam
Urjitam
very glorious
very glorious
Balim Bali Maharaj
Bali
Bhrigunam
Brihunam
under the guidance of the Brahmanas born in the Bhrigu dynasty
under the guidance of the Brahmanas born in the Brihma dynasty
Upakalpehi
Upakalditaiskara
performed
performed
Tataha
Tata
from that place
from that place
Jagama
Jagama
went
went
Tatra
Tatra
there
there
Akhilasara Sambrataha
Akhilasara Sambrataha
the Supreme Personality
the Supreme Personality of God,
the essence of all creation
the essence of creation,
Harena
Harena
with the weight
with the weight,
Gram
Ram
the earth
the earth,
Sanmayan
Sanmayam
depressing
depressing,
Pade
Pade Pade
at every step
at every step
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
When the Lord heard that Bali Maharaj was performing Ashvamedha sacrifices under the patronage of the Brahmanas belonging to the Bhrigu dynasty, the Supreme Lord, who is full in every respect, proceeded there to show his mercy to Bali Maharaj. By his weight, he pushed down the earth with every purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Akhila Sara Samrataha. In other words, he is the proprietor of everything essential in this material world. Thus, although the Lord was going to Bali Maharaj to beg something, he is always complete and has nothing to beg from anyone. Indeed, he is so powerful that in his full opulence, he pressed down the surface of the earth at every step. Hare Krishna, what an amazing purport. So we'll expand on that a little bit, as we started by saying today is Vamana Dvadashi. Discuss the pastimes and out of the unlimited lessons that can be learned from this pastime. We will touch on a few, obviously, time permitting. So I just want to touch on the importance of these festivals that we observe today. Obviously, festival, it's a glorious celebration, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said in his song that these days, these festivals, Madhavati Bhakti Janani, that the festivals like Ekadashi and Janmashtami, they are the mother of devotion, because they actually nourish our spiritual lives. So in that mood, let's approach today as a festival. The appearance day of Vamanadev, one of the Dashavatars, but also a very key personality in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So you've all been reading the 7th canto. You've been reading about Prahlad Maharaj. Have you reached that last time, I believe? Yes. So Prahlad Maharaj had a son. Anyone remember the name? On the tip of your tongue.
Bali Maharaj is his grandson.
Yes. So yeah, no worries. Prahlad's son was Virochan, and Virochan inherited the pious qualities of his father, Prahlad Maharaj. And it's explained that the demigods came to him in the disguise of Brahmanas and asked him, "Can you give us the duration of your life?" And he gave. That is how much he had piety in charity. It is important because when the day comes, he reminds him, you have a very glorious lineage. Everyone last time was Vamanadev, right? At least in high level. So Virochana's son was Bali, and we all call him Bali Maharaj. And it's important to know that both Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj are Mahajans. We all know that there are 12 sons. Mahajano Yena Gata Sapanta. We go on the path that has been chalked by the Mahajanas. The Bhagavatam explains that the Mahajanas are the ones who know religion and they practice it by their examples. So the pastime leading up to Vamanadev's appearance started a long time ago. So what happened was, one day Indra was sitting on his Airavat and was being glorified by so many people, and Durvasa Muni comes. And Durvasa Muni sees him and says, wow, what a glorious devotee, so effulgent. And Durvasa Muni takes his own garland and offers it to Indra. Now, Indra was in that state of being really glorified in many ways. And maybe Indra has access to many flowers that Durvasa Muni might not get. Maybe Durvasa Muni on the earth planet and went to Indra. Indra was just in a state of, as they call it. So he took the flower garland, took it off and gave it to his elephant. His elephant doesn't describe what he does, but the elephant might have it or just thrown it on the floor, trampled on it. But the disrespect was very clear. And Durvasa Muni, and we all know, very angry, that I curse you to be completely poverty stricken. Now, as I said, there are unlimited pastimes and limited lessons in this pastime. We'll touch on a few. The first lesson that I want to remind is, Indra have access to many flowers, as I mentioned. But what is Mahaprasad? It's sometimes called Dariya. When you receive a garland from a sannyasi or you receive Mahaprasad, like a food, prasad. In itself, it's just flowers. In itself, it's just food that's being bitten into. But that is the conduit through which blessings flow. And in our Krishna consciousness, dear devotees, Krishna consciousness is very about the details. It's about the intention. The flower itself doesn't really matter, but the fact that a great personality gave it to Indra, that's what matters. And if you disrespect a great personality, even if you're the king of heaven, you will fall down position. So that's exactly what happened. Indra fell from his position and the demons took advantage. They became powerful. That equilibrium is always happening at times. It's this balance. So demons became powerful and attacked the devas, the demigods. The king of the demons at that time was Vallabh. So the demigods fled. They fled to Lord Vishnu and asked, what should we do? Lord Vishnu said, the time factor is not in your favor right now. You have disrespected the devotees. So for now, don't fight. Go make a truce. And this is all the churning pastime. And then Lord Vishnu says, we're going to churn the ocean of milk together. And from there, nectar will come, and I will give you the nectar. And the demigods really have faith that, but the demons are more powerful. How will we get the nectar? Lord, don't worry. Again, the faith is slightly shaken amongst the demigods. So last time of, lifting the mountain and churning the ocean. It's a very long pastime. There are many, many learnings from there. I'll try and condense it because Bali Maharaj is in that entire episode. So churn the ocean of milk with the Mandara mountain. We all know that. They couldn't lift the mountain. All the demons and all the demigods of the entire universe could not lift that one mountain. And they were being crushed. And Lord Vishnu comes, with one hand lifts it and puts it on the back of Garuda. Can you imagine? All the powers in the world could not lift it, and one Garuda is carrying that entire mountain. Lord Vishnu was there. That mountain was put in the ocean and it started to sink, the ocean of milk. And everyone was crying, Lord Vishnu, please help us. Comes as Kurmadev, lifts up the mountain. And then they use Vasuki as the rope and start to churn, but they can't move the mountain. It is big. Lord Vishnu moves it. In every step, Lord Vishnu is there making it all happen. And then finally, poison comes first, and then finally nectar comes. And the demons grab the nectar, and the demigods are there like, what happened? Lord Vishnu, please help us. And Lord Vishnu takes a Mohini Murti form, and he, or she, the nectar to the demigods and does not feed it to the demons. When they realize, Mohini Murti turns to the Vishnu form and disappears. And right at the shore of the ocean of milk, a battle ensues. And again in that battle, despite taking the nectar, there was a point where the demons were overpowering the demigods. And again, Lord Vishnu had to appear. So we see throughout that past, Maharaj is the king of demons, Indra is the king of devatas. And they're battling. But they cannot do anything, without the help of Lord Vishnu. So it is very important. Then in that battle, Bali and Indra face to face are fighting. And it's very important. I want to touch on a few verses, and I know I'm building up to here, but it is very important. who this personality of Bali Maharaj is. So when Lord Vishnu clears all the illusion and the fight happens at an equal level, Indra looks at Bali and says, "You demon, you rascal," he insults him. "You're a thief, today I will kill you." That's in the 11th chapter of this canto. Then text 7 to 9, Bali Maharaj responds, and just listen to answers. Bali Maharaj says, "My dear Indra, all those present in this battle are certainly under the influence of eternal time, and according to their prescribed activities, destined to receive fame, victory, defeat, and death." This is in the Bhagavad Gita, right? "Seeing the movements of time, those who are cognizant of the real truth neither rejoice nor lament for different circumstances." Again, Bhagavad Gita, basics. "Therefore, because you are jubilant due to your victory," and what did we just explain? Who caused the victory? Krishna, Lord Vishnu caused the victory. But Indra is jubilant and he's insulting Bali Maharaj. "Because you are jubilant in your victory, you are considered not very learned. You demigods think that your own selves are the cause of attaining fame and victory. But of your ignorance, same persons feel sorry for you." That is the position of the Devatas. And this is Bali Maharaj. And he's the king of demons. But this is why he's a Mahajana. Let's have an interactive session as well. I'll open up. When do you think Bali Maharaj became a Mahajana? When he surrendered?
After when Shukracharya, I'm not sure though, when Shukracharya asked him not to do that Balidan,
Yes.
but still he kind of disregarded him and
Yeah.
did what he needed to do.
That is very much the understanding. But remember, Krishna will never test you beyond your ability to pass the test. The fact that Bali Maharaj went through that test, he was already a Mahajana. He was always a Mahajana. And the interaction with Indra actually demonstrates that. Him telling Indra that you're rejoicing shows that his consciousness is more elevated than Indra. So, obviously, the demigods slay the demons. Bali Maharaj is literally killed. And all the demons are killed, and Narad Muni comes and stops the slaughter and says, "Demigods, please go back to your heavenly planets." And he tells the demons to go back, you take the bodies of your demons from the ocean of milk, the shore of ocean, and you take it to Ashtagiri, another place. There the dead demons then, including Bali Maharaj, were revived by Shukracharya, who's the guru of the demons, with mantras, the power that he has. And Bali Maharaj woke up, full memory of what had happened. So he felt deeply indebted. So he served Shukracharya as a disciple, accepted him as his guru, and served Shukracharya very nicely. The Brahmanas, headed by Shukracharya, with descendants of Bhrigu Muni, they became very pleased with Bali Maharaj. Humble attitude, always, and they blessed him profusely. They helped him perform a yajna, Vishvajit, and out of the yajna, chariot, horses, armors, bows and arrows, everything. And also Prahlad Maharaj, who was the grandfather of Maharaj, we just said that. He comes and he blesses his grandson. Now, lesson number 3 in this pastime, that measurable results only come through the blessings of our gurus and our seniors. We have our full capacity to do whatever we do, yet when we don't have the blessings, just like Indra, you can completely fail. So measurable results come from the blessings. With blessings, Bali Maharaj, as explained in the Bhagavatam, attacked the heavenly planets. And when he attacked, just by looking at him, Indra could see, wow, he is effulgent, he is shining. And he goes to Brihaspati, and Brihaspati tells him, now is not the right time to fight, but you will not be able to face him. He has been blessed by the Brahmanas. Very different to what Indra does. And all the demigods took different forms and they escaped the heavenly planets. And Bali Maharaj sat there on the throne as the king. Now, with all the demigods scattered everywhere, the ruler of the planets has now become the king of the demons. Now, it's nowhere explained to them that, he was like Ravana or Hiranyakashipu, his great-grandfather, who said, kill all the devotees, stop the yajnas. He didn't do that. In fact, Shukracharya said, let's perform 100 sacrifices. Anyone want to guess what sacrifice it was? Ashwamedha, yes, the one we're reading today. Now, if you remember in Prithu Maharaj's past also, if you do 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices, you become qualified to become Indra. So he was in the process of doing 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas and to firm up his ruling over the heavenly planets. Now the mother of the demigods, who is Aditi, speaks to her husband Kashyap and explains she's very, sad by the plight of her sons, and Kashyap Muni advises her to perform the Bayovrata. Then Vishnu appears and agrees to become her son. And that Vishnu appeared as Vamanadeva, also known as Upendra, the younger brother of Indra, Upa-Indra. And then, 18th chapter, text number 6, describes the Lord appeared on Dwadashi of the 12th day of the moon in the month of Bhadra, literally today. And when he appeared, the sun was in the meridian, which means it was noon. So, again, just if you look at our lifestyle in Krishna consciousness, the way Srila Prabhupada gave us our lifestyle, fasting and performing arti and observing these fasts, it is all in alignment to be fully Krishna conscious in this life. He appeared, conch shells, kettle drums, panavas, anakas vibrated in concert, and the sounds were very tumultuous. The Apsaras were dancing in jubilation, the Gandharvas sang songs, and great sages, Manus, Pitas, demigods, and fire gods offered praise to satisfy the Lord. Everyone was showering flowers on the house of Aditi. Thereafter, the Lord received multiple paraphernalia items, straw belt from his father. The sacred Gayatri mantra was chanted by sun god Suryadev himself, and he received his umbrella. And that brings us to today's verse, where Bali Maharaj then goes to the sacrificial arena. Now he is there as Vamanadeva. Now he's a dwarf, so we all understand dwarfs, right? They're very small. Now when he enters the arena where Bali Maharaj is performing his yajna, his effulgence is unlimited. And even the brahmanas were the descendants of very powerful brahmanas. They can bring people back from dead. But when they saw Vamanadeva, they were like, wow, they all got up and offered respect. And Bali Maharaj was captivated by the beauty of Vamanadeva. And he really wanted to surrender to Vamanadeva. So he went and asked Vamanadeva, what would you like? And Vamanadeva said, I want 3 steps of land. Now, let's pause here. If anyone comes to you and asks for land, you want to buy a farm or something, how do you make it? In 3 steps. Let's not forget about the sign. Let's just think about 3 steps. How would you do it? If you remember in mathematics, the basics of a straight line is when it goes through points. So 3 steps is basically a line, right? So how would it happen? Anyone wants to throw any ideas? How would you measure land in 3 steps?
3 words. 3 words.
3 words.
Like,
Not really, but if you think about a triangle,
Try.
3 steps. So literally he was asking for a very small piece of land. And it's explained Bali Maharaj felt a bit challenged. How could you do that? I am the king of everything down from Brahmaloka. I can give you planets. I can give you islands, literally continents. You can perform all your yajna and Brahmanical services there. Why are you asking for small 3 pieces of land? And Vamanadeva explains, no, if you are content, then, or if you're discontent, then all the opulences of the world will not satisfy. And I'm satisfied with just 3 steps of land. So Bali Maharaj then agrees. I take a vow, I will give you 3 steps of land. Immediately at that time, his guru comes and says, what? Don't do that, don't give. And he explains, and it's explained in many verses. Shukra tells him, do not do that. You can lie, and it's according to dharma, you can lie, and you're only allowed to give 20%, 1/5 of opulence, you're giving everything, and Shukracharya tells him, this Brahmana is actually Lord Vishnu. And in 3 steps, he's going to take everything. In fact, Shukracharya told in 2 steps. He will take everything and you will be punished for not being able to fulfill your vow for giving him 3 steps of land. You will go to hell. And, some of those instructions seem good. But what is the intention here of Shukracharya? And it's explained, one of the verses, that Bali Maharaj actually becomes silent. And he reflects. Very, very important. Mahajana, they're showing in their example, whenever you're in a difficult situation, don't react. Think, reflect first. And how do you reflect? What should you do? what should I do in any situation should be determined by three factors. Those three factors we all very much know. It is sadhu, shastra, and guru. Sadhu, guru, and shastra. So, if you read the verses, he's very clearly thinking about how could Shukracharya ask him to do that. When Shukracharya has told him in the past, surrender everything to Vishnu. The object of any yajna, the enjoyer, Bhuvan Yajna Tapasam, in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, is Krishna himself. Shukracharya has been telling that to Bali Maharaj, that all your 99 Shraveda yajnas, Lord Vishnu is the proprietor. But the 100th, when Lord Vishnu personally comes, Shukracharya tells him, don't give anything. So then, Maharaj being Bali Maharaj, very respectfully, and if you read the verses, and I encourage you please on this day, read the interaction, the way he described, he's very politely trying, my dear spiritual master, I cannot actually do that. That will bring infamy to my ancestors, and that's not that's not what you've taught me. But Shukracharya becomes angry and curses him. I curse you to lose everything. Let's pause and reflect now. Remember where the pastime all started? Who cursed Indra? Durga. Now, and he lost everything. And now, who's cursing Bali Maharaj? Shukracharya. Are they on an equal level, those curses? No. There's a big difference. The circumstances in which those curses are very different. Indra was neglectful of his duty. But Shukracharya, and it's explained in the Bhagavatam, was worried about his own creation. That's okay. So Shukracharya was worried about his own wealth. Where is he going to get his land? Because if Bali becomes the king of heavenly planets, his guru is Shukracharya, who owns, and Bali owns everything. So it's all personal sense gratification. And in a lecture, Srila Prabhupada explained Shukracharya means a seminal guru. And the way Srila Prabhupada is like professional gurus, who are professional. That's their, you get engineers, professional engineers, certified doctors. These are certified gurus who might not have the qualification of actually being a guru, but they are in a lineage of who becomes a guru, son becomes a guru. That's not the disciplic succession. Disciplic succession is based on quality. Guna karma vibhavasha. So he acted on that and he rejected his guru, he got cursed, but he still went ahead and offered 3 steps of land. And we all know what happened. When it grows to an unlimited size, and it's explained that Bali Maharaj could see. It was almost like Arjuna seeing the Virata Rupa in the 10th canto, 10th chapter. Or is it the 11th chapter? But Bali Maharaj saw planets at his feet. He saw, the heavens on his head. And the form was very beautiful. And obviously, step 3 Vikrama, the form of Vamanadev in this huge form is called 3 Vikrama. So in one step, he covers all the lower planets. And second step, he goes all the way past Brahmaloka. And it's explained in the Bhagavatam that his toe pierces the coverings of the universe. We all know the universe it's like an eggshell, Brahmanda, Jagadanda, Anda. It's like it's an egg. And the layers that cover the universe are the fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. In that sequence, false ego in the last. And each layer is 10 times thicker. It's all in the Bhagavatam that's explained. Each layer is 10 times thicker. And Vamanadev's toe pierces through all that, and water from the causal ocean flows through. Also, it's explained that Brahma saw the lotus feet of the Lord, and he washed his feet. Those waters combined became Ganga. Yes. So that is how the Ganges actually came on this planet. I just want to pause again and really glorify our spiritual Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. In the West, in the late 60s, we didn't have Amazon and all these Instacart where you could order things from India. So they needed Ganga water to worship Shaligram. So they were wondering, where do we actually get Ganga water? How do we do this? And Srila Prabhupada is so practical, I really encourage you to really study his life. He said, if you have Ganges water, what you do is you take the deity of Krishna, you wash his feet. The water that has washed his feet, you accept that as Ganga. And you use that as Ganga water, Ganges water. So practical. But that's back to the pastime. Vamanadev actually brought the Ganga down. And Lord Shiva then accepts that on his head, knowing that he has washed the feet of his master. Then what happens? Very interesting. So Trivikrama Vamanadev has taken 2 steps, taken everything. And right there he gives it to Indra. Then he takes his original form and chastises Bali. Binds him up. He has Garuda bind him in ropes and is brought forward. And he asks Vamanadev, you promised me 3 steps of land, I've only been able to take 2. Where am I going to put my 3rd foot? Where am I going to take the 3rd vision? And it's really shocking. All the demigods are obviously laughing, they're having fun. The demons are upset because now their king has lost and they've lost everything. But in all of this ridicule, in his heart, Bali Maharaj still wanted to serve Vamanadev. And again, to the point we spoke about, he is always a Mahajan because of his consciousness. He always wanted to serve. His wife came and requested, and again, his wife chastisingly, and I believe to more incite that surrender. Prahlad Maharaj comes as well, and Bali Maharaj is feeling so bad that I'm tired, I can't offer respect to Prahlad Maharaj. So, with all that, Bali Maharaj says, my dear Lord, you've taken everything, but I still have this body. Please place your 3rd foot on mine. Now, that's become a bit too much, right? And then Brahmaji comes there and says, he's the senior most of our lineage, we're in the Brahma Sampradaya. And he advocates for Bali Maharaj. Like he tells him, my dear Lord, this is a bit too much. In the Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna say? He's fight with Patram, Pushpam, Vadavitoyam, Yome Bhaktya Prakshati. So, and Brahmaji reminds him in the verses of the Bhagavatam that you're satisfied with a leaf, water, or flower, or a fruit. Here was given everything. Why are you still punishing him? And it's again that Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev explains that I'm actually doing this to draw the devotee and show by his example that this is a Mahajan who is fixed in his service. He's fixed despite whatever rattlings happen around him. And dear devotees, that is lesson number 5 from today's class. That remain fixed in the higher principles. The lower principles will always be there to trouble you. People will disrespect you. Sometimes they would want to take advantage of your resources or your services. But let that not deviate your faith in whatever it is. I will serve Krishna. And yes, that's a very high principle, but it always starts with the intellect. So if intellectually you recognize this is what I need to do, your mind and senses will follow after that. So that again is how Bali Maharaj is recognized as the Mahajan. So of the 9 processes of bhakti, we also know Prahlad Maharaj said in Kanti, we would have read that. What are the 9 processes?
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Sarjanam, Varanam, Sasyam, Satyam,
Atmanivedanam. So, Atmanivedanam means fully surrendering oneself. And Srila Prabhupada explains that Atma means actually the mind, it could mean the self, it could mean the soul. All 3, when surrendered, are surrendered fully by Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj exemplifies Atmanivedanam. And it is explained in both the Padma Purana and Rupa Goswami's writings that bears represent each of these 9 limbs. Parikshit represents Shravanam. Shukadev Goswami represents Kirtan. Atmanivedanam is Bali Maharaj. So that is the glory and greatness of Bali Maharaj. I want to just mention the verse towards the end of this talk continues. Because of his great tolerance, this is Vamanadev speaking to Brahma, referring to Bali Maharaj. Because of his great tolerance, I give him a place not obtainable even by the demigods. He will become king of the heavenly lands during the period of the Manu known as Savarani. So he was going to do the mechanical process of 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas. But Vamanadev, because he surrendered in one snap of fingers, promised him the position of Indra. And until then, Vamanadev continues, until Bali Maharaj achieves the position of king of heaven, he will live on the planet Sutala, which was made by Vishwakarma according to my order. Because it is especially protected by me, it is free from mental bodily miseries, fatigue, dizziness, defeat, and any other disturbance. And he told Bali Maharaj, now you go with your grandpa and live in Sutala Loka. And he said, Vamanadev said, I myself will stand as your doorkeeper. And if for anyone who attacks you, my Sudarshan Chakra will be there to protect you. So this is the glories of Vamanadev and Bali Maharaj, and he is the Mahajan. But I just want to wrap up my class with one last statement, just glorifying the Srimad Bhagavatam, speaking about the Purnima that we're coming to. In literally the last chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are glorifications of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is explained that when Krishna went back at the end of Dwapara Yuga, all the devotees were in pain. What are we going to do? And it's explained that Krishna, I will incarnate in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And when Vamanadev came, there was no Narasimhadev or Kurma or Varaha or Lord Ram or Balaram, no one else. When Narasimhadev came, there was no Vamanadev. But the Srimad Bhagavatam is all the incarnations together in one incarnation. It is called the Amala Purana, it is the Purana, and like the Ganga is considered the best of rivers. Innaganam Yatha Ganga, Devanam Yatha Achyuta. Achyuta, Lord Krishna, is the best of the Devatas. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shankara is the best of the Vaishnavas. And Purana Nam Idam Tatha. Of all the Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost. So we have an amazing opportunity in Bhadra Purnima. Let's continue to glorify the devotees of Bhakti Academy. You're doing so great and in glorifying the Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's continue to do that. And with that, I will pause. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have 5 minutes for questions. Maharaj, Prabhupada, please add. Please.
I caught a little bit at the end, and I think you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for being such a good teacher and giving us the details about Vamanadev, who's a cute little guy, and he ends up a big giant. So that humbles us all. So what a great story, like all of them. And I'm always touched by the fact that at the end he agrees to just take care of the who come and enter and be a gatekeeper, taking out security guard. And we have many examples of this. Even Krishna takes care of people's food. They Rajasuya. So the great avatars, plus the of the avatars goes extraordinary less to show humanity. This is the key baseline for devotees. Take a humble position.
Yes. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Would you like to add in? We'll open up for any questions or additions. Yes, go.
Prabhu, in one of the pastimes we studied, Diti wanted to have one more son since Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyakashipu.
Yes.
But she already, the lineage was still there. Maharaj was there, Virochan was there, and Bali Maharaj was there. Still she had one more son.
Okay.
And just to kill
Diti?
Diti, right?
Yes. That's later in the Bhagavatam.
After all these pastimes? Or?
Yes, after these pastimes, I believe, and correct me any other devotee if you remember, but they actually were Indra's brothers, and Indra entered the womb, cut them into 7 pieces. Maruts, yes, the 49 maruts.
That happened after
I
this.
believe it happened after this. Do you remember? Or was it before?
But it came
Before. 6th stanza. Right. So,
Yes, and why did she need to have one more son? Prahlad Maharaj, he was a devotee,
yes.
and why were they still called demons when they became a devotee? And why is his grandson remain? Why did he remain a demon when he had the qualities of Maharaj? Are those less? Why are those other sons?
That's a good question, and I can't see why she would want another son. Maybe she felt the others were not able to kill Indra. She specifically wanted one son to be able to kill Indra. But to your point of why they're and still Mahajans, there are many ways to look at it. I think the first one for us to look at is, especially in ISKCON, we're in the international society, where anyone can be a devotee. It doesn't matter if you're born in a Brahmana family. Srila Prabhupada explained anyone in ISKCON is a demigod, qualitatively. So, even demons have right to become a devotee, full devotee. But that doesn't mean they'll give up their demoniac nature. Their service in in the highest understanding, is to create that disbalance. Give people the karma that they're supposed to see through the disturbances that they create, but in their heart they can still be a devotee. The best example is Dhritarashtra. I mean, he was a Muslim devotee, he was literally slaughtering people, but his consciousness was extremely elevated. So it doesn't matter what form you're in, what body you are in, and what service you do. The ultimate conclusion is how you serve. And again, we're all, as Srila Prabhupada said in ISKCON, we're all qualitatively demigods. So we want business to prevail. But the higher principle is anyone can take to Krishna consciousness, fully succeed and become a pure devotee. Now the example, Mahajan's examples are on the devotional platform, not on the dharmic or the karmic platform. So whatever they would teach and do, we don't follow that. We follow their devotional attitude and mindsets.
So earlier it was mentioned that since the business wasn't pure, that's why they became demons. Is your consciousness which makes you a demon, or still if your consciousness purified, you still become like Vallabh?
So that pastime was related to conception. So when you bring a soul into a body, your consciousness has to be really high. If it's not, and in the time of the day and the rituals in that pastime, you will invoke demons. So, and again, that's an extreme. Not everyone would bring Hiranyakashipu in this world. No one is doing the Garbhadan samskaras. But those explanations are meant to bring you on the path of, okay, then if I am bringing this into the world as a child, what are the purificatory processes I need to follow? So that's what the pastime is. Thank you, Prabhu.
Maybe I am little deviating from the subject.
Yes.
As you mentioned about Samudra Mantana.
Yes.
At the time, Lord Shiva need to take the poison.
Yes.
That like is when they describe that poison, like it's very like poison can turn entire place into very disastrous. But like Lord Shiva took it as a sacrifice. And the other thing that you mentioned, when Ganga is no one able to control the flow of the Ganga, unlike he had it on his head. Like how can we see Lord Shiva's position in this part?
Lord Shiva's position is very, very unique. All the way up to Brahma, those are Jiva Tattvas. To understand the difference between Jiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu Tattva is eternally the Supreme Personality and his expansion incarnations. We are all Tatashta Shakti, marginal energies, but we are Tattvas as the soul. So we can take the role of Brahma, like Mr. President, that's Brahma has a role. Lord Shiva is not a Jiva Tattva. Lord Shiva has his own Tattva, it's explained in the Bhagavatam, but he is Shiva Tattva. And the Brahma Samhita explains that just like you convert milk to yogurt by adding culture, it's the same way Krishna and Lord are non-different, but there is a significant difference. Because Lord Shiva had a culture of looking after the Tamoguna. So we need to see him as the greatest Vaishnava. There are people who consider Lord Shiva as a demigod, some people worship him as the Supreme Lord, and that's their choice. As devotees, we can say we don't worship demigod, but we will always respect him. If Indra comes in, he has personally seen Lord Vishnu, we will obviously respect him. In the same way, Lord Shiva, he is Vaishnava. Throughout the Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva is there. In all the dham, Lord Shiva is there as the keeper. And even in the rasa dance, he's there as the gatekeeper, making sure no one else enters who is not qualified. So Lord Shiva's position is very unique, very hard to understand. But we shouldn't see him as a Jiva Tattva, and we shouldn't also see him as Vishnu. He has his own Tattva, and we offer full respect to him as the greatest. In the Padma Purana, he glorifies the Srimad Bhagavatam, glorifies the Bhagavad Gita. He has so many contributions to Krishna's pastimes that, Lord Krishna himself has said that you are more dear to me than my life in the Bhagavatam. When the whole pastime happened, Kashi was burned down by Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra. So Lord Shiva is a very, very special talent. And it'll take some more studying of the Bhagavatam to understand.
Where can we get that information, like exactly understanding Shiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva?
I think they are deeply embedded in the various pastimes in the Bhagavatam. So in the chapters where the Rudra incarnations are explained, I think the 4th canto, if anyone remembers, just read that a little bit more. Srila Prabhupada's purpose will clarify that very well. So Lord Shiva is a very special personality, greatest Vaishnava. So that helps.
Yeah.
He was one of the Maharajas.
Is he one of the Mahajas? Is he one of the Mahajas? I don't. Yeah, he is actually. Lord Shiva is one of the Mahajas.
And Bali.
And Bali. And Prahlad.
Nilkanda.
Yes. Great. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thanks so much.